Welcome back to Stories to Tell the World. So today is a story that goes back in my life in the 80s when I took a trip to DC, and it was the March on Washington. And the March on Washington that year was around um, queer rights and also HIV and AIDS as well. So they had a display on a lawn, a huge lawn, really long lawn, famous lawn in Washington, D.C. And there were panels from the AIDS quilt there. And it filled the entire section of the lawn. It filled so much of the lawn that they knew that they couldn't show the entire quilt in its entirety in one space any longer. Um, Back in the early 90s, I had a friend. His name is Larry, and he lived here in Rhode Island. And I got to ride in his car. I got to talk with him. I got to be friends with him. And then one day I had a cold, and this was before 1995. So in 1995, they came out with different types of medication for patients living with HIV. And that was to help break down the HIV, help kill the virus. Not totally, because that's not possible with even today what we have right now. Um, but to suppress the virus. And so he was taking the old medications that a lot of people died from because they were doing larger doses than they should have. They didn't know too much about the medicines. They wanted to try to save people from dying, and they didn't really know how. And so I was with Larry. I had a cold, and he said, "Are you crazy? Do, do you want to kill me? Like, is that what your whole idea around meeting with me when you have a cold? You know that," he told me, "you know that I am immunocompromised and that could really hurt me or kill me." From that day on, Lara and I really didn't talk. I was so embarrassed. I didn't know what to think. I mean, I was young, right? So I was like in my early 20s, and I was like, yeah, right, like you're gonna die because I have a cold. Like I didn't come across people who passed away from HIV. I heard about the stories. I watched TV. But I didn't have any connection with anybody back then that I know of who was living with HIV, or at least offered to tell me. My husband was. My husband in the early 90s, he cared for children, teenagers, adolescents, and adults living with HIV and diagnosed AIDS, both in Boston, Massachusetts, and also in Provincetown, otherwise known as P-Town, Massachusetts. And he was a caregiver for many people, and he did the best he could to make people comfortable. And he was there with a lot of them when they passed away. So the amount of post-traumatic stress that he still has of those memories is just horrible. HIV has come a long way as far as knowing how it is, what it is, how to get it, how not to get it, how to prevent from getting it or try to prevent from getting it. And we have so much more information today. And it's not a sentence. I was diagnosed in 1996. It's not a death sentence anymore. We don't talk about it like we did in the 80s, in the early 90s. Um, so much have changed. So to bring awareness around World AIDS Day, which is December 1st, every single year around the world, We, in memory, honor those who are ill or who have passed, who were living with HIV or diagnosed AIDS. And so my website, you may have found this channel through my website, which is www.rnsri. You can also get it at www.rnsri.com or .org. It's right now strengthening real individuals. Thank you for listening to this story to tell the world, and I hope you have a great day.